Okay, guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. One Team Works. It's our Monday night mastermind. It's the night that we can fill our cup. It's the beginning of March, March momentum, the massive month of March, 31 days, and we are growing rapidly. We did the math after we launched January 17th. And the end of February, Saturday night, we did the math, and it was 467 new affiliates and customers have been brought on board One Team Works since we launched. That is huge. My mind was blown. It was like the mind blown emoji because I knew we were in massive action. I knew we were all working hard, but when you do the math and you add it up like that, it's pretty incredible. So I just want to say congratulations to you guys, because that means you're making a massive impact. You're changing lives. You're helping people with our incredible products, and you're helping them with their financial freedom as well. So congratulations to you guys for 467 new affiliates and customers, because I just feel like that's world-changing and life-changing for your business. So tonight we're going to be interviewing a couple of really amazing rock stars. I've been super impressed with both of them. I'm going to pass the baton over to David Skoltedi, and he's going to get this night started out. So Dave?
Yeah, thank you, Dana. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to March. Good to be with you. So, yeah, as Dana mentioned, it's just amazing, just in a very short period of time. It's kind of interesting. It's a formulation period, guys. Some people are in transition. Some people are coming to this team brand new, and it's been really amazing. I mean, what that 460 some odd people translate to is almost 100,000 in volume over 6 weeks in business volume. So, I think that's a pretty impressive thing, and it wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for each and every one of you and your personal efforts and making a decision to get engaged, and we really appreciate that. And but I don't want to minimize it, but I got to tell you, we're looking at putting multiple zeros, not only on the number of affiliates and customers that we can attract over the coming years, but a number of zeros with a couple commas, behind some of that volume. And we know that if we do that, we're going to change a lot of lives. And as you know, that's our focus. That's what we're looking to do. And so, yeah, it was a great month of February, a leap year. We had several new 5Ks. One of which we're going to hear from tonight. And we had 5 or 6 people on the leadership board. Was it 5 or 6, Dana? It was yourself, Nico, Donald, Marissa,
you,
me, and
Steph.
that was 5 people. Stephanie, yes. So that was pretty amazing. That was pretty cool. And I think what was really great about it was that obviously the company put that kind of money out on the table. It really incented a lot of people from around the globe to really take some action. But I think what it really did, and part of the discussion tonight will be centered, if you remember, like a week or so ago, we did a training called the Power of 4, and what the Power of 4 could do. And the Power of 4 was really, centered around each and every month taking the action so you get 4 personal enrollments, which gets you into the global bonus pool, which clearly gets you or keeps you binary qualified initially or moves you along. But also has the potential of putting you on the leaderboard, of which exactly what happened, for these individuals. So I thought that was good. And I think honestly, as we go into the month of March momentum, we want to continue that trend. We want to create that model that everybody can emulate and everybody can know what they need to do and how they need to do it, to achieve that. And for tonight, our first affiliate that we're going to showcase is Marissa. Marissa, are you with us? Let me see you on here, Marissa. Marissa, where are you at, girl? There you are. You got to unmute yourself.
I am unmuted.
Okay, now I can hear you. I was just messing with you. I'm just kidding. Okay. Awesome. So Marissa, why don't you share with everybody? Why don't you start off by sharing with everybody about your background, who you are, and what attracted you to My Daily Choice?
Yeah, I'd love to. So I live in Boulder, Colorado. Most of my adult life, I've been in the health and wellness industry. I've got multiple, yoga teacher trainings under my belt. And in the last 10 years, I've been in the cannabis industry. I own a medical and a recreational dispensary, as well as a cultivation center. And I've been doing that for the last 10 years here in Boulder. It's kind of been a wild ride. I also work as a consultant, helping other people who are just getting into the industry set up stores and cultivation center across the nation. So I'm very familiar with the world of CBD, and over the last 10 years, I literally have tried hundreds, I think it's fair to say. So I was really excited when I saw this opportunity for several reasons. One of the first main reasons is I think the timing for CBD in the world right now is perfect. There's enough scientific evidence out there that is supporting what CBD can do for your body. People have either tried it or they're curious to try it. And it's booming. It's booming right now across the entire globe. So the timing of this opportunity is definitely one of the things that caught my attention, as well as being able to align myself with a company that I can recommend to my friends and family and clients. For the last 10 years in Colorado, having a dispensary, you weren't actually able to carry CBD only products. I know it's crazy, but they actually had to have THC in them. So they just opened the rules up this year where we can actually bring in CBD products, which is another great thing for our business, because now in Colorado, we're able to start approaching dispensaries for wholesale sales as well. But it's nice to be able to align myself with a company that I can recommend, because over the last years that I've been in the industry, as people have been coming to me and saying, what do I use for CBD? I've been referring them to XYZ company, with no benefits of that referral. So to be able to align myself with a company that has such an extensive product line, and then also not, ships nationally and then internationally as well on some of the products, it was really exciting. So that's, I guess in a nutshell, what was, some of the most exciting aspects of the business for me.
Good for you. That's great. And it's really powerful, actually, coming from somebody who knows the space as well as you do. The differentiations, between our model, number one, the quality of our products and stuff like that. I mean, I think it's really powerful. So last month in February was your first month in the business,
Yeah.
first full month in the business. And again, congratulations. You made it on the leaderboard. We had a raffle. You won the raffle. So you went out there and you probably made $1,000 for yourself. And you got 5 enrollments. I mean, not a bad gig, for your first month. I know you have bigger goals, but congratulations with that.
Thank you. I have an excellent coach.
Well, that's the beautiful thing about this business, man. You get to help people, and I love it. It's just where my passion is. I love helping people with this model. So why don't you talk about like what you did? I mean, this is blocks and tackles, right? I mean, I think, obviously I'm your personal enroller, and I've worked, with you and kind of came up with a plan with you. But what did you actually do throughout the month? I mean, from the beginning to the end to achieve what you got?
I really just started connecting with people. Of course, we all have those connections that are closest to us. I knew a few of them right away would potentially be interested or at least open to looking at the idea. And I started reconnecting with a lot of people who I've had relationships with in the cannabis industry, many of which I'm still, working through on my list with. But I just really started connecting and sharing the link, which has been so easy, just sharing my website URL. I like the CBD Revolution link. That's been my favorite one. Because I am in the CBD and the cannabis industry, that one easily resonates with me. And, that's the space that I'm looking to tap into. But I just started conversations with people, letting them know what I was up to, offering, asking them if they'd be open to checking it out. And for many of the people, I have gotten a really just great response from. Like I totally want to see what you're up to, or I might be interested. So the response from people in general has been really positive, and it's been easy to share. And then of course, because the system is so awesome, it lets you know when somebody, and puts their information in and goes through the tour. So then they're in your back office. You can see who's actually taken the time to look. And then it's just as easy as following up with those people and asking them what they like best and seeing what next steps they want to take. So, you know, I probably contacted, I honestly, I can't give you an exact number. I'm fitting a lot of the connections into any pocket in my day that I can. And then, you know, during the evening when I'm out and about or going to yoga or whatever I got going on in my life, I'm just creating conversations with people as I normally would and letting them know what I'm up to.
I love it. So you're letting people know what you're doing, letting people know what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just that process of, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day, but, you know, you're going through some of your closest besties, and at the same time, you know, maybe getting out of your comfort zone a little bit. So talk a little bit more about the system, because I think that's an important piece, because, you know, how does it feel to not have to make yourself the issue? Because that was something I know I told you from the very beginning. You don't come across as the informant. Just put people through the process. Get really good at edifying Josh and putting people through the system. Speak to some of that experience, you know, both from your perspective in getting people to take the tour, and then from the perspective of people who have watched the tour, what their reaction has been as you worked them through it.
I mean, from my personal perspective, I think it takes a lot of pressure off of me. You know, just being able to rely on the simplicity of the system, and then the ease of like doing a 3-way call and using you as my support, edifying Josh and the company. Like it makes it so much easier. I feel like there's so much less pressure on me. I just need to basically, I know we've used this term, like be a good tour guide and keep it really simple. I mean, I honestly think that the easier and the more simple that I keep it with people, it's more fun. I don't feel stressed about it. I have, you know, I don't let myself get attached to the outcome. I just go through the process. And it's been really fun. Honestly, it feels really good. It feels better than any business I've done in the network marketing industry before, to be quite honest. And my responses have been very, very positive in general. People are curious about CBD. The people who have been through the tour are like, wow, like this looks really cool. Like I was impressed with their marketing system, like how easy it was for me to navigate. And I've had a lot of really good responses. And, you know, I don't want to be an expert. I want to build a business and have fun. And I want to link arms with really cool people to work with, and, you know, yourselves included. And I want to keep this as easy as possible. Because life is stressful enough. I got plenty of other stress to deal with within the cannabis, within all that licensed stuff that I'd like to eventually, you know, phase out of and have more location freedom and have a business with my daily choice that I can do from wherever. And relying on the system so far has proven to be it's working. Nice. It's working better than anything I've experienced before in this industry.
Nice, good for you. And also, you mentioned 3 ways. You've done several connect calls with me, including one today we'll speak about. But I thought they were kind of textbook, and I think it's really important for everybody to hear the psychology of doing a connect call, not making yourself the issue, and connecting somebody with whomever you're working with. So can you kind of, share about that just from your perspective, because I think it's important for everybody to understand the importance of it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think, you know, it's not like I'm getting them on a connect call right off the bat. I'm making sure that they've gone through the process of watching the video tour and asking them what they've liked best, and like getting them to that place where I know that they're interested. And maybe they have some questions either on the product or the company or the compensation plan. And I don't know everything about the compensation plan for sure. And I know that you're definitely more of an expert on that, especially than I am. So at that point, it actually feels so much better for me to be like, hey, I want to introduce you to my business partner and friend, David. And, you know, I tell them a little bit about you and set up a time to get on the call together. And then from there, making sure that we're all connected on the 3-way. And it's super important to edify. So edifying you so they know the experience that you've had in the company, and, you know, in speaking to the group here, making sure that you're edifying your upline who you're doing the 3-way call with, so they know, you know, that they know who this person is and the background that they have and why you're actually connecting them on the phone together. And it actually feels really good for me to do that because, like I said, it takes a lot of pressure off me. I put the pressure on you and lets you take over from there and answer the questions. And it's been just such an easy process. Honestly, it's really pleasant. And I learn a lot while I'm on the calls too, from the questions that they're asking. So it's very educational for me. And it just works. I mean, the calls that we've done together, we've gotten new teammates from, able to answer their questions and get them on board with us. So
Yeah,
it's awesome.
yeah, I appreciate you sharing that, Marissa, because again, it's just textbook of we always talk about not making ourselves the issue and kind of subscribing to the process, trust the process. And yeah, so I appreciate that. And it teaches. I love what you say about you kind of learn, and that's why I had a meeting this evening with a couple, and that was one of my main messages to them. It was like, it doesn't matter about your background, who you are, what you do for a living or whatever. Everybody knows you as they know you. And so it's important, especially if it's your own personal enrollment, that you edify somebody else, let them know it's a team sport. They feel good about it and allow that person to close them if they haven't been closed, number one. Give the direction of getting involved in One Teamworks Facebook page where they're going to get a lot of love and, acknowledgement and welcoming and stuff like that. So really, really important stuff. That's great. So thank you for sharing that. So today we did a Zoom, which was interesting. You reached it a little bit out of the, outside the box. You want to share that exciting and how that went down?
Yeah, it was a really, really awesome call with my friend, and I've known her for many, many years. Her name is Meroukshelaine. I don't know if she's on the call tonight. I can't see everybody who's participating, but we have actually knew each other from a prior company that we were involved with, and she was always such an inspiration for me. She was one of the top earners in the company, and I always looked up to her. And we had stayed in touch over the years, and she lives in Curacao. And when I reached out to her a couple days ago, I noticed she had been interested in CBD from conversations that we have had in the past about it, but there wasn't really anything available, that we could get to her, or, that I had information on, even with the products that I have in Colorado, like nothing that we could ever ship to her, not even in the network marketing field in comparison. And today we had a great three-way call with her. She had looked at the video tour yesterday, and she told us today when she got on the Zoom call with David and I that she was so excited she couldn't sleep. And she had sent it to a couple of her friends already, and then she was like, "Wait a minute, I gotta get my own link before I start sending this out to all of my friends." So we had a really beautiful call with her. David was able to answer a lot of her questions, and she is international, so some of the products are a little bit different than we can get here in the US, but she's super excited about even the line that she has access to and the potential of bringing more products in there over the course of the next couple months or year or so. And she really sees the opportunity for building the business here. So definitely excited about the products because of the buzz of CBD and everybody even in her area wanting to access CBD products. But she's very, very interested in building a network and in building a business with this. And she was really excited about the marketing that she had seen from the company out of the gate, just the initial experience that she had with the video tour and what she'd seen on the back end from the company.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, as we talked, it was all about marketing and timing, which is something that I've been telling everybody that I come across. I mean, when you have a situation, you evaluate a company and you see there's obviously the importance of the ownership and the infrastructure. I mean, just go to, the corporate website and look at the team. I was on the phone for an hour with Jury this evening. He's the Senior Vice President of International Development. I mean, and it made me kind of go to kind of check out his last name because I couldn't remember his name. And I go to the website and I'm like, wow, there's a nice little, there's a pretty darn nice infrastructure, corporate executive staff here. So I thought that was great. And she actually, and she's coming to Vegas on top of this. So you got that. We got 2 people to come sign up to go to Vegas today, right? Which is pretty awesome that Vegas event is coming. in closing, just in closing, because I want to pass this off to Dana. What are your goals for the month? What are you thinking?
Well, I would definitely like to solidify 5K this month, and enroll at least 4 new people. Meroukshelaine came on board today, so that was my first to start out the month. So that's very exciting. And you know, I spend my days, like I said, in the pockets of my days, just contacting as many people as I can, whether it's through my personal phone book, going through my phone, which has been really cool. Actually, I started through at A, and I think I'm on like F's or G's right now. And I'm going through my whole phone book and my iPhone, as well as my Facebook Messenger, the list that I have there, and my Instagram. And I'm just contacting throughout the day when I have time. At least, I would say at least 5 people a day, at least, new people, and then going through my contact manager and the website to see who I need to follow up with who's taken the tour already. So solidifying 5K for sure. And then, you know, I would love to help a couple team members get there as well. So
cool, nice. Well, awesome, Cosmic Girl. It's great. Thank you very much. It was very, very informative, and I love when we just have people on here and they can just speak from, you know, in a very authentic way about the basics of what this business. It's not that complicated, guys. I mean, it's as complicated as we make it. But if you just stick to the basics, if you just use the system, if you don't make yourself the issue and all that good stuff, it's just a numbers game. It really is. It's just catching people at the right time. So thank you, Marissa. Appreciate you.
You're so welcome. Thank you for letting me share. It's nice to share with the group.
Yeah, we appreciate that as well. Awesome. Well, Dana, I'm going to hand it back to you. You have one of our 2 new 5Ks on the team standing by. I'm really looking forward to hearing about this, hearing this interview. It's going to be great.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Marissa. That was awesome. I loved it. Everything you said was so perfect. It was so relatable. It was so on point. Like this business has been refreshing for me also. I felt, I did feel like in the past, I was with a very people dependent business. So I always felt like I was kind of having to do it all. And if I wanted to take time off or I wanted to go on vacation, it's just been refreshing to be in a business that's dependent on the system. And it's been really fun. You know, it's been a cool new challenge. So thank you so much, Marissa. And I'm excited to welcome on a really good friend of mine. I view him as a brother, and we've linked arms in network marketing for David Vargas. You there? I want you to, I don't know if you remember.
Yes.
Do you remember how long we've been working together? I can't remember.
2 years, almost exactly.
Yeah, I feel like 2 years. That's what I was thinking.
2 years in a week.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. That is so cool. It's neat how things come full circle. I truly believe in this business, you get to pick who you work with. And I find that sometimes they're picked for you, maybe by the universe in some way or another, that certain people are meant to work together. So I truly have always felt that about you and I. We get a lot done. We get a lot accomplished. We have a lot of fun. We have a lot of laughs, but we always make sure, we make sure to make a difference and an impact in whatever we're doing. So I'll say from all of us, congratulations on your huge rank advancement. It's no surprise to most of us. It's no surprise, definitely not a surprise to me. You got very close last month. And then this month completely slayed. And so let me find my questions for you. Hold on. Okay, ready for this? Okay, first of all, there's a lot of new people on this team. So there's a lot of people on here that don't know you at all. Surprising, because if you guys don't know him, you should know him. But can you just tell us a little bit about yourself? Tell us about your background and also your history in network marketing.
Currently, I'm in Northeast Florida. Normally a New England guy. Found network marketing back, thank God. I was right in the military, so it was 1991 was the first rodeo out in California, believe it or not. And that was it, just full circle, just staying part of the industry, decided to become a student of the industry, which is the biggest thing, just becoming, if you fall in love with the business model, which I did, found a way to get the time freedom that everybody talks about. It just wound up, the next best piece of advice I got when I was 19 years old back then was just saying, become a student of the industry. A couple guys in here like Dave and Ken, they became students of the industry. And by being able to do that, that sets the motion for you to, like we say, the universe kind of directs your traffic where you're in. But it led me to Orlando, Florida, that 2 years ago to connect with you from a third-party friend, which is no longer anywhere around. So which brings further evidence to, you never know who you're going to run into and what other doors they're going to open up for you. So, but yeah, so it's been about almost 20 some odd years at this point, right? Yeah, almost 30 years.
So you're a pro, basically.
Yeah. No,
you're a pro, but always learning, always a student.
Always learning, always learning. Mm-hmm.
And I happen to know you've made a good amount of money in network marketing. Like it's been a good add-on to your income.
Yeah, that's why I keep doing it. Network marketing has afforded, to me, it's always been about the options. It's not just been about the money. It's about what the network marketing does, the options it provides people. Like I still enjoy working. I may not enjoy who I work for, but the point is it gives you options to choose whether you want to work a 40-hour a week or a 20-hour a week or not work at all. It gives you options to travel to go take care of family members when nobody else can. That's really what it is. So yeah, there was a point where I was just full-time network marketing for a while, and it was fantastic. But even then, the story is always better when you actually have some kind of part-time, full-time gig. Okay, because more people can relate to you when you actually have a full-time 40, 50, 60, 70-hour a week job. But, especially if you have that work ethic, somehow or another, I got caught up back in that world. And next thing you know, I'm a 60-hour a week guy again, so, and still going to school full time, so be able to juggle all of it. People enjoy that story. People enjoy that you have a side gig now, a side hustle, which was never a popular term, but to be able to have, like Jim Rohn says, it's better to be able to walk up to somebody and show them what you're doing with your part-time gig and how much money you're bringing in versus, hey, I'm doing it full-time.
I agree. Yeah, I totally agree. So, okay. So everyone on here, it just cut out just a little bit, but I think it's okay. I think it got back together. Everyone on here, I think a lot of you have 5K as your goal. If you have 5K as your goal, put a 1 in the chat below, please. And we all just heard how busy Dave is. He is going to school full-time for health coaching. He has a 60-hour-a-week job. He obviously has his plate full. So if 5K is your goal and Dave was able to get to 5K with all of that craziness in his life, we probably want to hear his advice, right? On how he did it and what he thinks would be good advice for every single one of you if that's what you're running for. So in your experience, what advice would you give? Like if someone's on your team, I know a lot of your team members are on here watching, listening, and learning from you. If someone on your team came up to you and said, tell me what to do to get to 5K, but I'm really busy, my life is full, my plate is full, what can I still do to get there? So what advice would you give?
On that question, the advice specifically, I would say if someone asked me that and that's where they're at, that I will say this company does have a really phenomenal system. They just do. I would look for I would look for another way to try to say it. It's not the best I've seen, but it has a great system. It really does. Just start allocating what your time really is. Start writing down where your time is really spent. because a lot of people don't realize the amount of minutes that they're actually spending doing something else, which it literally would take 30 seconds to 60 seconds to send out a capture page. And honestly, that's all I did at the very beginning, those first 2 weeks when we were just enrolling people left and right. It was simply just putting that capture page out there over and over and over and over again, and literally just relying on this system that they have here, which is literally following up for people, because the fortune is in the follow-up. And that's where a lot of companies I've noticed are missing the spot, because we all know fortune is in the follow-up, but yet a lot of people still don't do the follow-up. And this is the only system that I've seen that actually has an automated system to follow up with your prospects, where now they are reaching out to you to ask you about what email that they're receiving. And then, but that would be what I would suggest for other people, just to pay attention to how they're allocating their time, because there's more than enough time. There is literally, I don't care how stressed out I am, how much I'm driving around. I put on 1,300 miles last week, but there's still pockets of times you could do stuff in between your day. It's 30 seconds, whether it's bathroom time, doesn't matter. There's always time to send out capture page. Realistically, how I did it this time, it's a combination, really it's whatever you do and do not do, you're going to see in the next 30, 60, 90 days. A lot of people who've been in the industry know this. It's really hard for some people who've never been in the industry to actually continue going down a certain path if they're not seeing anything come back to them right away, because network marketing typically takes 90 days for you to see the fruit of your labor that you put into it. And when you prospect, any type of effort you put into it, by the time it starts building, the compound effect kicks in. This situation here with me, honestly, I would love to say it was more, maybe I'm being a little bit too much with it, but it had to do with my team, had nothing to do with me, really. You have the Yanick Bakers, you have the Dino Cozels, you have the Michelle Martineaus, you have the Shanley, the Swains, you have the Sylvias, you have the people who have the drive, the tenacity, the passion. Each one of those 5 women I just mentioned have massive amounts of passion, and also all 5 of those women, you can't tell them what to do. They're powerful, they're strong, they just keep going. Someone tells them no, they still say yes, they still keep going. So finding the right people is huge. It's huge. I mean, Dave can pontificate about that, but finding the right people is huge in this business. And that's really about it. As far as how we actually got to 5K now, it's again on the backs of everybody else. Really, as I said, I mean, I reached out to everybody I could at the very beginning, but it's throughout the years, the months, years, decades for some of us on this of all the relationships that you make. And sooner or later, those relationships, they do come back, where people respect you enough, where they want to be able to work with you, they want to be on your team, and just sooner or later, the doors open up the right way and things happen. Next thing you know, people are working together. I mean, you and I would have never worked together in a million years had things not changed a certain way. Same thing with Dave. It's just, that's pretty much all I can suggest for that. It's just, as far as people are busy, allocate your time, and for others, just keep looking for those right people. And instead of being very scattered looking out, just start honing in a little bit more and being more focused on the type of people that you want to find.
I love it. So that is the one thing. You do seem to pick really beautiful women to be on your team. Is that a theme? Just kidding.
Ironically enough, no.
Well, I mean, that was the thing. I love, I love that you said it's the 30, 60, it's the work you do comes around 30, 60, 90 days. So you were a beast when we launched, a beast. You were like top of the leaderboard. You were like bringing people in left and right, left and right, left and right. And what happened is you were handpicking some rock stars and then training them on how to really go for it. And so then the fruitage came because you got to 5K, and not necessarily that no one else won, because everyone won. the whole team won because they're all celebrating in your victory. So that's one thing I wanted to just say. Is there certain attributes that you're looking for in picking team members that really, and I loved what you just said, strong-minded, and ready to go to work and have a strong why, and beautiful. Obviously you have a very beautiful, sweet, awesome, incredible team, and all very heart-centered. So are there any attributes that all of us on here could really aim for when we're prospecting?
Yeah. Tenacity, resilience. That's the two biggest things, just tenacity, because sometimes tenacity isn't very smart. It's sometimes tenacity is just keep going, even though everything else is telling you to do something different. That's that pit bull mentality. It's doing what successful people do. Successful people do what unsuccessful people are unwilling to do. That's really it. And it's about eating that frog, that book. It's basically, I tell people that's just anything, let alone, especially network marketing, is if you catch yourself sitting there turning on the TV, just ask yourself before you get involved, is there something else I could be doing? If not, great. Knock yourself out. Everyone needs that time to relax and do what they have to do. But is it conducive to what your goals are? And that's it. If it's already it and you spent the day and you've already knocked off a few of those items, then that's fine. Do what you need to do. But it depends how bad you really want something. So it's tenacity. There is grit. Like you said, there is resilience, but it's about tenacity. It's not knowing any better, so to speak. It is still keeping that, no matter how much it's still being able to keep it stupid enough to just not know anything, just to go as if you just started again. And I know that part's really hard. It's much easier said than done, but just going blindly at things and not stopping, the time goes by so fast.
I love that. I love it. That's awesome. Okay. So March is a 31-day month. Tell us what your goals are for the next 30, 60, 90 days. And then any action steps that you're planning on taking to get there.
No, I'm just trying to find, sorry, messages are popping through. Sorry. Just two people. I'm trying to get two people to get to 5K. I need to find my two people who want to get to 5K. The amount of time we've been doing this was a good enough dry run to kind of see how much time needs to fruition to certain ratios appear. And that's what I was really looking forward to this second month, to actually start seeing what the dollars and cents are, where the commas are inserted, and now things are starting to have a ratio here. Trying to help two people get to 5K is a solid goal. If someone sits there and says 2, 3, 4, 5, you can reach high, but realistically, I'm seeing that two people to 5K is a really solid goal to try to get. And with the team that I have, I absolutely have no doubt being able to see two people going 5K. I'm looking at 3, but there's definitely two people going to hit 5K. As far as action.
Let me just interject. If that happens, then you'll be at 10K.
Hello.
If that happens, you'll be taking, just wanted to say. So how many people can you help?
5 is 10.
How many can you turn around and help them advance? And it equates to all ships rise with the tide. I'm sorry, I want the action steps too. I just wanted to reiterate to people, they help a whole lot of people, they rise as well. Okay, action steps.
Action steps. Again, I'm going to go back. I'm going to keep this very simple. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid, I call it, It's, again, right back to the system. It's these capture pages. And that's what it is. I mean, people have been asking me, what do you say to this person? What do you say to that person? And I'm not changing what I'm saying. It's the same thing over and over. It's maybe there's two different things, but for the most part, it's just like, what are you doing? Watch this. Got a second? Yeah. All I'm doing is throwing it to people and letting the fact of curiosity take over and just letting it go from there. I mean, we get the notifications that, someone's already doing it. So at this point, it's just a matter of fine-tuning your own language. The more people you send it out to, the more you're able to fine-tune what works and what doesn't work for you. So just take a handful of 20 people and try one thing over and over, 2, 3, 4. Oh, let me adjust it. That's all I'm doing. So there is no script. It's just a matter of just getting people's curiosity just fast enough within one sentence through a text message, through a Facebook message, and sending them the link. And I wished I could tell you there was something more, but that's all I did to get to where I'm at now. So I'm just going to rinse and repeat and keep doing the same thing.
Yeah, keep it so simple. Help a whole lot of people advance. Do the simple action steps to get a ton of pre-enrollees. Be a tour guide through the video tour. And then just rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. I love that. Okay. Thank you so much, David. We appreciate you. Congrats on being 5K. And yes, to answer your question from earlier, you're going to get presents.
Give me some of the stuff.
Give me. Okay, good.
Give me stuff.
We're all celebrating you, Dave. Congrats on 5K. And that's just literally just the first step. Like, you haven't even dipped your toes in the water. I can even tell you're just getting warmed up. So awesome. All right. So, yep. Shooting for the stars. Okay, good. Thank you guys so much for jumping on. I'm thinking of what we need to promote. Dave, you want to jump back on?
Yeah, I'd love to. I mean, that was fabulous. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate that. I love how you just keep it real, keep it to the basics. I mean, that's what everybody ultimately, I think, needs to hear. I think we all need to hear that each and every month, which is great. I think it was awesome to have Marissa share. I see Stephanie there. Just as a shout out to Stephanie for re-qualifying at 5K. She ran through the tape. The one thing I always want to say about that is, you know, I've always believed that it's never over till it's over. I mean, this is a business that goes month over month. At the beginning of every month, here it is, everything always goes back to zero. It always goes back to zero, but the key is having that recurring consumption, right? Residual income, okay, is a function of consumption. All right, remember that. And so keep it to the basics when you're really thinking. I hope that makes sense. That makes sense. Dave, you just looked up and like thought about that. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Function of consumption. Yeah. So anyhow, look, guys, here's where it comes down to. We're looking to double the business. Okay. We're just in the infancy stage of this thing. We use the tagline March momentum, you know, March madness, whatever you want to call it. Look, we want to create momentum, personal momentum. And that's my challenge to each and every one of you. Okay. It's real simple. 3 steps. A, goals. What are your goals? What do you want to achieve? Okay. And in order to achieve that, it all starts with having a list. So each and every month, at the beginning of any month, you really need to take out the paper. You need to take out the index cards. You need to take the time and really just cultivate a list of new people you haven't spoken to. That's in addition to the people you may be following up from last month. So goals, list, and then ultimately action. And I think Dave and Marissa really laid it out very clear of the action they took, and anybody can ultimately do that. I would just say, keep it really simple. Okay, we talked about the power of 4. Make it to the leadership board. Get your 4. Get your 4 this month. Actually, you know what? You want to keep it real simple? I bet you, I would challenge each and every one of you to, number 1, enroll your 4 so you're part of the global bonus pool. Enrolling 4 very well likely could get you in the top 100 incidentally. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, think of it as 1,000 points. Like, I think each and every one of us, quite honestly, can produce 1,000 points. Like, it's our own business. Can we go out and get 1,000 points? You know what the easiest way to explain it is? I mean, if you're affiliate driven, independent of customers, 2 getting 2. You get 2 people enrolled at an executive level of 200 points. What does that equate to? 400 points, right? There's 400. If you help those 2 get 2, there's another 800. That's 1,200 points. Pretty simple, guys. I mean, I know I'm trying to, let me phrase that. I mean, it's like, you've got to keep this business in simple terms, right? Getting people out of the gate, getting them to have a win is your first objective. The only way you get somebody else to win is to help yourself win. Do what you want to see other people do, okay? And I think we had 60 people on here, which is great. By the way, that was the highest amount of people, incidentally, we've had on our Monday Team Mastermind. to my knowledge, I think, right, Dana? Would you agree to that? I said we had 60 people. I mean, that's pretty amazing. Okay, this time next month, it should be 80 to 100 people. Okay, this is, you know, when you build a brick house, it's one brick at a time, right? And that's the way we should be thinking. It's the way you should be thinking about your business. One brick at a time, one on top of the other, with the basics. People coming in executive, getting on a 90-point ownership, help them get there too. Become binary qualified, help them get there too. They're binary qualified. That's how you build pockets of 1,000-point bricks. Does that make sense? You guys down with that? Is there anybody? Type a 7. Type a 7 if you think you can do the basics, just what we talked about. You can do what Dave Vargas and the cosmic one herself, Marissa Yanick, you know, offered up, and do the basics that they did and produce 1,000 points this month. Because if we do that, we're going to more than double the business this month. And it's going to be really amazing. I know a lot of you have registered for Vegas. It's never too late, guys. Okay. For those of you that are sitting back and thinking to yourself, gosh, I wish I could be there, but it's just the thought of spending $1,000 to legitimately get there and stay there and then do whatever. Okay, let me tell you something. If you do what I just did, you're going to make the money that'll pay for it. You'll have it by the end of the month. Okay, so pay yourself in advance is my point. Okay, be with us there. It's going to be pretty darn amazing. And I think it's going to be, in all the years I've been at this business, I think the mastermind discussion, the business planning discussion that we have in this skyloft of the MGM on Saturday night, after we've thrown out the owners and the executives and we're sitting there by ourselves and we're getting a circle and we just talk about it, it's going to be pretty magical. I mean, people are going to look back and say, wow, man, I'm glad I was there. That is special. So that's what I got, Dana. I'm super excited about this month. It's going to be super fun. So if any of you guys need any of us for team business, masterminds, whatever it may be, now's the time to do it, guys. Not the second week, not the third week, not the fourth week of the month. Now's the time. If you're committed to it, let us help you. So back to you, Dana.
Awesome. No, that's okay. I think we're all good. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to unmute you all and say good night. Want to hear your voices.
Thank you, guys.
Good night, you guys. Thanks for
Thank
the
you.
training.
See you.
See you.
You guys.
David. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for your leadership.
Good night. Thank you so much, everybody.
Take it easy. Have a great night, everyone. Looking forward to meeting you in Vegas.
Thank you.
Good night. Awesome.